So, the gambling situation with Denver Broncos suspended defensive lineman Ioma Wazrike recently took a very serious turn. This is coming to my attention via this tweet here from Mike Kliss. It says, and links to an article from the Des Moines Register, that Broncos Ioma Wazrike appears to be in more hot water. Criminal complaint alleges the FanDuel account controlled by Wazrike. It goes on the article to explain that this was actually an account used in somebody else's name that Wazrike controlled. It was under the name, I believe it was like Rachel Smith or something along those lines. Apparently, that account placed 32 wagers on Broncos games and players from September through December in 2022. So all of Ioma Wazrike's rookie season, he placed 32 bets on the Denver Broncos. That is insane. So if we come over here to this Des Moines Register article from Travis Hines and Randy Peterson, this comes to light after an investigation into 3 Iowa State players, two current, one former, the former being Wazrike, and one of them is their quarterback, Hunter Deckers. So they have all been charged here, according to the Story County Attorney's Office in Iowa, with a criminal complaint with tampering with records. So this is a very serious charge, and a charge that, according to this article, could lead to them facing up to 1 year's jail time or 2 years prison time. The article says, all told, 3 current and 1 former Iowa State athlete were charged Tuesday with tampering with records in an attempt to disguise their identities while placing sports wagers, i.e. using somebody else's account, trying to, again, disguise their identity. All are accused of manipulating transactions to create the appearance that their bets were placed by other people. The article continues, former Iowa State defensive lineman Inyi Wazrike, also known as Ioma Wazrike, is also facing a complaint of tampering with records, and he is accused of placing wagers in 2 games that he played with the Cyclones in 2021. Wazrike placed wagers on Iowa State games against Iowa and Kansas that year, according to authorities in Tuesday's filing. Wazrike, who was drafted by the Denver Broncos in the 4th round of the 2022 draft, was indefinitely suspended by the NFL last month for placing bets on NFL games. The criminal complaint filed Tuesday in Iowa alleges the FanDuel account controlled by Wazrike, again, it was under the name Rachel Smith, I believe, placed 32 wagers on Broncos games and players from September through December in 2022. All 4 athletes are accused of concealing their identities with intent to deceive or conceal wrongdoing, according to the complaint. Each athlete is separately accused of being involved in a scheme with third parties to conceal their identities that would create the appearance that the third parties, rather than the athletes, were placing the bets. This is huge, man. So, essentially, all of these athletes, including Ioma Wazrike, were caught trying to cheat the system. They were caught trying to place bets under the table with other individuals' accounts, and they thought that they could get away with it. That's just blatant stupidity. And overall, man, Ioma Wazrike, I don't understand after this revelation has come out how he is still a member of the Denver Broncos right now. We saw Isaiah Rodgers get cut from the Indianapolis Colts for something similar to this, although I don't think with him it was as elaborate of a scheme, and he was set to be their starting corner this year. Ioma Wazrike was going to be lucky to see rotational snaps on the Denver Broncos defensive line. This is really serious, and there's a chance that Ioma Wazrike could be criminally convicted for these activities. So a complete lapse in judgment by him, and the Broncos, I feel like, need to make an example out of Ioma Wazrike here, quite frankly, and show that they're going to tolerate none of this from their players. And the fact that Ioma Wazrike is still on the Denver Broncos roster right now is kind of mind-blowing to me, to be honest. But when you come in here and see that he was part of an elaborate scheme to try to conceal his identity, man, that's just dumb. Why would you risk your entire career just to try to make some money, a trivial small amount of money in comparison to what you're making in the NFL, just by This is so blatantly stupid. I cannot even begin to express how stupid it is. And you can bet on non-NFL events, but it appears that Yoma Wazirike was betting even dating back to college on his own team. So this is a problem with him and something that honestly should have been uncovered as Yoma Wazirike was going into the draft. This is a big red flag, and there's a strong chance that his NFL career is over because of these stupid and blatantly just dumb decisions by Yomo Wazirike and company. All right, Broncos country, how do you guys feel about this latest revelation surrounding the Yomo Wazirike incident? Drop those comments down below, guys. I would love to hear if you guys thought that he is in the right here or if he is in the wrong here. I'm curious your thoughts. All right, guys, and until next time, this has been another episode of Denver Broncos Syndicate. I'm your host, Gage Madrid, saying peace out.